My name is Mila Danielle. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and I'm a screenwriter, filmmaker, multidisciplinary artist. Yeah.
Most def. My name is Dylan. I go by Sunny to some throughout the city. I'm from the south side of Chicago, Wrightwood neighborhood specifically. Yeah. And I'm a producer, DJ, audio engineer, and a writer.
My name is Jaya. I'm from the south side and the west side of Chicago, and I'm a visual artist.
Yeah, so my name is Kim Bernard, also known as KB. I'm from the west side of Chicago, and what I do, I make music, I make content, and yeah, that's what I do. I do a lot of things, but those are the two main things, so for sure.
Ahmad Haynes. I live in Chicago, Illinois. I'm a design student.
My name is Demarion, but I go by Too Valid. I'm a celebrity photographer around Chicago.
And what were like healthy representations of Black romance that you saw on TV or in your family home?
With dealing with romance, I would say Martin and Gina. I ain't gonna lie. They had, like, seeing that 90s love on screen, and they went through it all, and they was talking about all kind of different issues that deal with being in a Black relationship and just being in a relationship in general.
Yes. Okay, so I picked out the Waiting to Excel soundtrack. This is actually one of my favorite films. Surprisingly, I found out about this score. I used to watch a lot of like live archival performance videos, and I remember Whitney Houston, she did the Excel Shoot Shoot live version, and she brought her daughter on and they did the little shoot shoot, and so that's what kind of like got me into the score.
This is the Intervisions album. This is actually one of my favorite albums by Stevie Wonder. I feel like this is like the era where Stevie kind of went a more progressive route, or better yet, I should say more experimental route. But I also feel like it's when he kind of got deeper into like his contemporary style of like making music.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the subjects that he touches on specifically throughout this album.
Now, how do you practice self-love? How do you treat yourself? How do you pamper yourself?
Right now, at 20 or turning 24, right now, my biggest thing is being nice to myself when it comes to, like, if something doesn't go as planned, whether it's out of my control or it was due to maybe I rushed something or I did something wrong, like an honest mistake or something like that. Like, you know, being real nice to myself, cool about it.
You can't show love to yourself because you automatically love yourself. There is a such thing as saying you learning to love yourself though, even more as a better person, because your person is the first thing you wake up and see, whether you not know it or not. Because you came into this world by yourself and you go leave by yourself. If you can't depend on nobody, you can depend on yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah, I would say my skincare routine, and also just being like having discipline with myself, like doing things that I say I want to do to better myself. Whether that be getting up in the morning and running, or eating healthy, or journaling, things like that. Just practicing things that ultimately are good for me in the long run.
So the way that I show like self-love or self-care, I do. Well, I'm not gonna say I do, but I'm starting to do something that I haven't really felt comfortable doing, but I know that it's probably something best that I should do. So like going out on dates, like with myself, you know, as far as like whether that's going to the movies or like just riding around in your car like late at night, you know, just doing the uncomfortable thing. I feel like that's the way that I show self-love, because I'm so used to being comfortable, you know. So this year I promised myself to be uncomfortable.
So what do you think the dating scene is like today? Like, how would you describe it?
I'm gonna be honest. It's a little tricky, and I mean especially amongst my generation. It's pretty tough. I'll definitely say it's tough, but That's not to say that, you know, I or somebody else in my generation can't find love, you know, out there. Like, it's definitely, you know, out there, but, you know, it's tricky. And I feel like each generation, you know, has had a bit of obstacles to go through in finding, you know, love with or finding love, you know, within somebody else, you know, on that level. So yeah, you know, you just got to be patient and, you know, do a lot of introspective work.
We suffer from showing everything and letting those in our business a lot. And there's more than one thing that destroys that, and that's social media. You can't put everybody in your business because everything is not meant to be known and displayed like it's how can I say it? Like it's staged.
Let me think. I would say like, I'm gonna act like an old head for real, but no, I would say maybe like the art of like consideration is like, I don't know. I feel like it's a little out the window. Again, I'm not a vet in the dating. Like, I think I've only dated like one person for real, but I would say like the art of consideration. Like, it's to love is to consider kind of, and maybe like, again, I haven't dated like a bunch of people or anything, but I do notice like very fast, like it's like, oh, like I love this person, but then it's like, it's over with, like, you know, so it's kind of like, it's so fast and it's ending so soon. But I would just say like consideration and actually get into like, know people and accept people for all that they are without like getting bored or something like that. I feel like that's kind of like lacking a little bit. Yes.
So shifting gears to your career, within your passion, sometimes there can be like a pause or a break, or, you know, you crash out from doing too much of your art. How do you get back into the groove and back into loving it?
Crash out completely. You gotta complete the crash out first. And then taking some time off. I always like to get out of the city for like a week or something. So sometimes I'll go back home, or like last year I just hopped on a plane and like just vacation somewhere, like disappeared for like about a week or something. You kind of gotta like get out of your natural set and surrounding a little bit to kind of start thinking about other stuff that's like completely outside of what you've been just hyper focused on, or whatever that's been making you crash out. And then you notice like while you're away, you're thinking of new ideas, you're thinking about old ideas from like the back end or in a different perspective or something like that.
Every time that I feel myself falling out of like the love for it, or like just losing interest in it, I'll get like a text or something, or like an email, you know, just random email from like spams or like robots or something. But even then they'll tell me like, oh, I seen your profile, I think you doing really good. Or like some people that I know will text me and be like, hey, so when this project coming out? And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, cool. Maybe this is a sign that, okay, all right, I can't lose love for it. I gotta stay on it. So yeah, that's how I just never lose the love for it.
In 3 words, how would you describe love?
Well, if I get up people, I would say portionable, timely, and of course I would say again, empathy.
I would say timeless, eccentric, and unique. I feel like eccentric and unique is kind of the same word, but we don't say it. Just I believe in reincarnation, yes, but this is my first time living in this body and living in this life within this body, and I've been thinking, I'm like, man, like regardless, like this is my first time living this life specifically, and it's timeless because there will only be one me in this moment, and it's always going to be kind of like when I live those moments, that's it, but they still exist because I'm, I don't know, a timeless being, I want to say. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know, I just consider it timeless as well because time is low-key an illusion, so it's like yeah.